Greetings, everybody. Once again, we are doing another Party Wagon podcast episode. This week, we are on episode number 10. I'm going to do this corny little 1-0 with my hand so everybody can see what I'm doing. I got Steven here with me again. It's always Steven and I. Maybe we'll add some people in. I don't know. Steven, how are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you doing?
Hell yeah. I'm sick. As as you may see, I look a little under the weather. Steven, right before we started recording, says, "I know you don't do drugs, but you look pretty high right now."
You
I'm
done?
I'm just sick. We didn't record last week. One of my really good friends, Chris, was in town. His band Bury Your Dead was doing a 20-year anniversary tour, and he came into town, and we all hung out, and then we went to the venue and did all that fun stuff. So like I was really busy last week, so we couldn't record, and then I'm pretty sure we all got sick while we were doing all that jazz. So, hey, here we are.
Good job, Gary. Good
I'm
job.
just fucking here, man.
You picked the podcast to do that.
Yeah,
I see
right.
your priorities. I really do.
Yeah. So, I mean, on top of that, we did episode 9 the week prior, and then we skipped the week before that again, and it's a little bit better for us, I think, if we start doing these bi-weekly. You still get an episode a week. We have Amazing Friends on one week, and then we do the Party Wagon podcast on another week. So, that might work out. I think this week we have Amazing Friends on Monday, so you're going to get a double whammy this week. But I think that might be better for us. And we just don't want to run out of content to talk about. And it's really easy for us to just kind of start talking shit about things that we don't like in the community and the fandom and the lore and what's going on, or kind of get negative about it because we run out of things to talk about. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do our best to try to stay positive and actually talk about things that you probably give a shit about, like Steven's poor choice on cellular communication. We always have to bring that up. Also,
no, I picked the right choice, Gary. iPhones all the way.
Yeah, so for everybody, when I was talking to Steven, I was like, well, what are our topics today? Like, weren't we going to talk about the last Ronin video game? And I'm like, oh no, you're not a gamer, Steve. He goes, I'm a gamer. I play games on my phone. Steven, you
Yeah,
fucking bitch.
Gary didn't like that. So.
No.
But I do have a Nintendo Switch, of course, to play Shredder's Revenge and Cowabunga Classic there. So
Cowabunga. So he's not a gamer. Cowabunga Classic. It's Cowabunga Collection.
Same thing.
Speaking of, I woke up this morning to a message from my cousin, and he had sent me that a local person on Facebook Marketplace was selling a copy of Tournament Fighters for the Super NES, and it was boxed and complete for $35. And I was like, no way, I got to get that. So I messaged them this morning at like 9 a.m. and they left me on red, and I'm so annoyed. I don't need it, but I wanted it.
So just keep on messaging them until you get their attention.
Right. And for anybody that's watching right now on the video, I have the puppy sitting here with me because he was being a pain in the ass downstairs and barking. So I have him on my lap. So anybody that ends up hearing little weird chopping noises is because he's trying to eat my hair.
Well, so Gary, he likes your attention. I don't blame him.
Yeah, and if you see my hand going up and down like I'm stroking something, I assure you, I'm not happy about the podcast right now. I'm just petting my dog.
You know what? No comment there, Gary. No comment.
Well, on the video recording, you can see my arm going up and down, but my name is over it on the other thing. So on the actual recording with my name on it. So anyway, now that we got all that out of the way, we don't really have any housekeeping here today. Shit, I already forgot what we were going to talk about.
We're going to talk about that one guy taking the accessory package and how it blew up the internet.
Yo, so this is so funny. So, Steven and I are admins in the TMNT Party Wagon Facebook group. If you listen to our podcast and you're not part of the group, you probably don't know that. Maybe you do. I don't know. But that's kind of where this whole thing originated. So, Steven and I were usually we approve a lot of the things. Everybody kind of takes their turns and approves whatever. Well, anyway, we had a really large influx last week of people that were joining us, and one of the questions says, "How did you hear about the group?" And it's like TikTok. So you have 12 admins. Like, who did this? Who posted on TikTok? Because none of us use TikTok at all, and that was the consensus. None of us use TikTok. I did some investigative work, and I was able to just find a video that had like 107,000 views last week, and it was a snippet from another person's podcast. I will plug them here. I don't remember who the hell it was. Um, but they were talking about this video that was going around that was posted in our group originally by a gentleman named Adam, where he had gone to, we probably brought this up on a previous podcast, I think, but he had gone to Target and he was price check. He had items and he was price checking a figure, and some guy walked up, took the accessory pack from him. We're doing air quotes. And then left the guy, and then Adam ended up filming the dude, put him on blast, shared him in the groups. Well, they were talking about this on another podcast, and it kind of went viral on TikTok. And the guy had mentioned that he saw it in the Party Wagon on Facebook, and like gave us the craziest plug exposure. Jesus, that's plug and exposure. It's exposure. A plug and exposure that we weren't expecting, and we gained like, I don't know. We had just hit 10K and now we're at like 10.6. I'm not going to say we got 500 from that, but we got a lot of people.
I think we honestly got probably a good 200, 300.
Yeah, just from that. So if you watch this podcast, if you're a fan of us, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah. Bring us up more often.
Thank you so much.
I think we're done. We're done pushing the growth at this point. Like it's become a lot of work having 10,000 plus people in there. And
well, we did promote a couple new admins.
We did. The Mad Hatter Reviews himself is an admin, going in and chopping people up, taking them out if they're acting up.
I'm still waiting for him to boot Justin for the day.
Right? That's really funny. I don't know if my eyes just rolled back in my head, but I did a little chop and I just almost passed out. So this is going to be a fun one. So anyway, about that video, yeah, like that was just crazy that whole thing happened. And I was pretty hyped. Like I thought it was pretty cool. If you don't know the story, now we always gotta take this with a grain of salt because like people were going on the internet. Steven, did you see a lot of people like complaining, being really like negative about that video?
Yes, it was all over, even on Reddit.
Yeah,
Reddit,
so
whatever.
Yeah, it was everywhere. Dude, you are a dad and a half. You don't know anything about the internet. Definitely made it to Reddit. So it was kind of everywhere. And I spoke with Adam, and like I said, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's what he says compared to maybe what actually happened. People have their own, like, not theories, but, like, they think they found, poking holes in the whole situation. And Adam had told me that he'd gone there, and he had actually been able to go through the boxes, the actual NECA boxes, which you can do. Like, I've done it. They brought out Holothon for you, right? Prior to. They brought it out for me. Well, he doesn't collect NECA stuff. So he was doing it for his brother. He actually collects 3.75 inch. He actually showed me his room. He collects like G.I. Joes and shit. He got like old classic G.I. Joe. And he like has a whole room that's like his thing. He was buying these for his brother. Well, supposedly he had taken it out of the box and then set it on the corner of the NECA box right next to him. And then he had gone and went to price check a Rogue Derelict Last Ronin figure, which was like right next to him. He said it was right next to him,
like literally next to him. Was it his hip touching the box?
Yeah, and the guy walks up, takes it, and leaves. And he's like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?" And he like did the recording. Now, remember what I said? Grain of salt. This is what his word is. I'm only can relay what he said. I'm not on anybody's side. And he said that he was mad about it because it was kind of a shitty way to act. And he went to the Target manager and said, "Hey, like this happened. Is there any way you can like check or whatever?" Someone said there's no way Target would let a random guy see the video, but supposedly he was able to watch the video. The manager saw that this dude was like clearly scoping it out, and like when he had his chance, he walked in and took it and left. And that guy has been now banned. They, I guess, have facial recognition software on all their cameras. So once that dude enters that Target again, they're going to escort him out because of the way he acted. And remember, I'm going to keep saying it. This is what the gentleman Adam said to me, is what they were doing. And he's like, he told me, he's like, "I love how people are getting so mad about this and coming at me. I'm getting tons of hate messages." And he's like, "It's fine. Like, I don't care. I don't collect them. It's not my problem. I just wanted to put somebody on blast that was acting like a douchebag." That was literally it. Like, that was it. So, like, I mean, I kind of get it. And me personally, it's weird. It sounds pretty like, high, I'm up there. I'm better than everybody else. I'm not. But I study the way people act. I study the way
Mm-hmm.
their mannerisms. I study the way people talk. I study the way they walk, just the way they carry themselves. And you can usually tie it back to what kind of people they are. Like you can probably tell by the way I talk, if anybody else is like that I'm kind of conceited. That's just how I am. I accept it. But like this guy, the way he was walking and acting, and the way he carried himself as he was walking out with that accessory pack, like you can, in my opinion, my what I consider an educated opinion, you could tell that dude was a piece of shit. So like I kind of lean towards the Adam situation. The entire internet, on the other hand, does not. So they just find it as something to bitch and just like kind of
Right.
wombo combo this Adam gentleman and just be an asshole to him on that situation. So Steven, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts, man? What's the deal? Like, what are you feeling?
Honestly, that guy did have some kind of kahunas if it was really next to him, and he just swiped it. And what Adam is saying is actually true. Then I'm with you on this. However, we never heard from the other guy, so we got to really hear from his side of the story, and then I think the internet could really judge. And but do, that's going to be his side of the story. So, I mean, will we actually ever know the truth unless we actually see those cameras, which I highly doubt.
Right. Yeah. We'll never know. It's kind of dead at this point. We're coming in late talking about it
Yeah.
once again, but I just think it's funny. And like, I mean, for all we know, that dude's probably in the group, or in the groups. There's.
Right.
I feel like that dude knows if he's like going out getting accessory sets.
Right. No, I agree.
I
Now, that dude, whoever you are, if you're in the group and you're listening to this, tell Gary or I your side of the story.
Yeah,
We
back
really
us
want to
up.
know.
And then
You
film
know?
yourself walking into that Target and let's see you not get kicked out. Now that's here's
Yeah.
your proof. Fucking
Exactly.
walks in with this camera like, let's just see if I get kicked out.
Well,
I
she
mean,
wears a hat with sunglasses.
that's really the only way. Truly, like if you think about it, like because it's gonna be someone's word against the other at the end of the day.
Right.
The only real way is if he walks in and that camera is just like, I don't know, Target camera starts going off and it's like a fucking James Bond movie with like lights going off in the background. It's just
Yeah.
like alert,
Yeah.
alert.
Exactly. I mean, what stops the guy from going to a different Target and
I mean, yeah,
recording
nothing. He
himself?
can still go to another Target and act like a
Right,
fool.
exactly. So it could he can pretend to do that as well. So I guess we'll never know what really happened.
Yeah. So speaking of accessory sets, this is off the cuff because I just got back from dinner. Before that, I went to Target. None of my Targets, all four of my. So I'm usually pretty good like with going in and getting what I want and have them take out the boxes. I know the one of the reps and whole 9 yards. It's not hard for me to get. Well,
Right,
anyway,
right.
currently right now none of the reps exist. The one my friend my friend Kim, she's currently out on disability. And I don't know what's going on. Some haulathon stuff's been put out, but what I'm getting at is I've been searching for the past 2 weeks every day for accessory packs, straight up. Like I've already got mine. All of my buddies that needed one, I was able to hook them up. Thankfully, because our group people have reached out to me and said,
Yeah.
"Hey Gary, I got an extra one. Do you know anybody that needs it?" But simple as that. Like that's how awesome the group is. That my dog is eating my fucking hair. So I don't even need one, but like I've just been hunting them down, just trying to get that restock so I can buy some, so that I can, when people in the group are like, I've never been able to find one, or my Target's an hour and a half away, like I can get that, I can sell to them for cost, right? Dude, restocks, and no one will let me go into the back room.
Really?
Or bring the stuff up like they usually do. Like
That's
it's been
interesting.
nuts, man. It's like I've always like been stoked because like everybody knows me at the Targets because I always go in and I always buy stuff and they just know me. I'm a regular, and every time I go in now, it's the same fucking douchebags that like started 3 months ago that don't know anything, and it's like every time I can go in during the day, I can go in during the night. It doesn't matter what time of the day I go in. I keep going, and like I keep seeing the same people, and the same people that won't help me, and it's driving me fucking bananas.
Well,
So
maybe talk to a team lead or somebody.
no, I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna Karen. I'm gonna ask to talk to their manager.
There you go. So you actually think that they actually might have them back? Because
know
actually,
good.
one of my stores. Here's the interesting part. My local store, he even brought the slip, and it was nothing TMNT for the restocks. It was all the plushes. It was not the second week. It was actually the third week for the restock.
Yeah.
It was nothing TMNT, which was shocking.
Which yeah, that might have been what happened here, man. Like I have 4 stores within 15 minutes, like literally northwest, east, south. Like whatever way I want to go, I got 15-minute drive. And the one I went to tonight is usually the one that's the hit, and they had the Turtle Funnies, the plushies out,
Yeah.
and then they had a brand new Predator 2 figure that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And then they had Grimsword and whatever the new Dungeons and Dragons figures,
Did
which I
yours
think.
have the Monster Raft?
Yeah, they had Monster Raft
Yeah.
today too, which is
Yeah.
weird. So like
So
maybe we didn't get
exactly.
them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Why are they restocking those?
I don't know. Maybe we didn't get them. They're the one random store I went to, and this, if you're watching this and you collect horror stuff, this is probably your like, holy shit, I didn't know they had that. So a couple of months ago, was it Fall Geek Out? They released that special edition Elvira box that had like the
Yes.
Elvira Toonie Terror, and she was in like a red dress. They repacked that in a small box that's like this big, and it's a VHS, and you slide out the VHS, but it's like thick though. It's like a thick VHS. It's a
Okay.
thick boy with 3 C's, and it's got that Elvira figure in it as like a nice collectible. I saw one just randomly sitting on a shelf. Unless that's like how they shipped them inside that Elvira box, which now that I'm talking about it, that's probably what it was. I don't know. But it was just sitting on a shelf, and I've never seen it before. So I don't know if it's a repack or if that's how they originally shipped it, but like keep your eye out if that's a thing. Maybe I'm just like putting something out into the universe right now that doesn't exist because it actually came out of that box. But hey, you never know. If you're watching this, comment below if you bought that Elvira box and that's how it came. It was a special like VHS style box. I don't know.
Interesting.
Um,
What's next? They're going to release anything they can to make money.
yeah, I
So
mean, right. That's how businesses work.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of businesses making money, we didn't talk about this. Random off the cuff. Funko pulled some shit today.
Yeah. I
Funko
read
pissed.
that.
Yeah, they laid off they fired. It seems like a majority of the Mondo team, and not the toy division, but like the two co-founders, a poster division, stuff like that. Do you do anything in the Mondo realm yourself?
No, I was going to get the Mondos, but they're way too expensive now.
Yeah, I mean
I
they're
mean,
up
if I
there.
can get them, like I think one of our members got the whole set for $520,
Yeah,
I would definitely do that.
yeah, whole set. He said he drove 9 hours round trip to pick them up. So
I
that
wouldn't
dude,
do
that's
that.
that's a fucking win. That's a win right
Yeah,
there.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh
I'm
my,
not that
I
good at.
would. Kidding me?
Yeah, you would do that. I hate driving.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I know.
So
So
yeah,
I
that's
pay
a
you
huge
to do
win.
that then.
Right. But yeah, they laid off a ton of people, and it sucks because I did the Funko Pop thing for a long time. I was at like 700 plus pops in my house,
Damn.
and yeah, it was bad. It was like I just wanted something to collect. It was fun, and man, Funko Pops are fucking stupid. They're like
Well,
modern day Beanie Babies.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Like I have the turtle ones like above my computer monitor, and it was weird because I was talking to my buddy Chris today. My friend Chris is moving to Australia end of year, maybe early next year, and we were talking about selling off stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I loved your room. I got all my walls are covered." He goes, "But what are you gonna do when you run out of space? You're almost out of space." I'm like, "Well, then you gotta start selling stuff." And he's like, "What are you gonna sell?" And I'm looking around, and I was like, "I should probably sell my pops. They take up a lot of room, and they're kind of stupid at the end of the day." And then the Mondo news happened. And I was like, maybe this is a sign. I need to get rid of my pops.
Yeah.
We'll
Or
see.
they could be worth more if they actually shut down.
I mean, maybe, but man, they had a good run. What was it like? 11, 12 years? 12 years maybe. The Funko
They had a
Pops were.
very good
I
run.
mean,
Yeah.
12 years now. We're not saying like it's dead. The run's not
See,
done, but
for me, the Funko Pops I have, I don't I bought them to have, not to sell.
yeah. No, same with me. I only had the turtle. Like everything I ever bought was to have. Most of my pops, I sold them so fast is because you'd buy them for like 11, $12. I sold them for like $5 a piece because I wanted them gone. I had so much taking up space. I had to just get this shit
Yeah.
out of here. So I sold all the ones that were worth money. I sold for like their actual value, so they kind of made up the difference. So I didn't care about selling shit for $5. But man, they take up space so fast.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It really does.
I might get rid of like all of them, and I might keep my chases. I got the black and white chase pops from the last run, and I think I might just keep
Those are
those.
nice though. They are nice. The
Yeah,
black
they
and
look
white
good.
one.
They look good. I might take them out of the box because I got two rafts out of the box. My very first Funko Pop was Raphael. Took him out of the box, threw the box out, yeeted it, and I still have them till this day. My first one, 2013, is when I got them.
Nice.
So hell
Cool.
yeah. So yeah, fuck Funko. That pisses me off. Oh, one thing I wanted to say, I said this in a comment. Tell me this, Steven. If Funko laid off their poster division, and we say poster as in prints and stuff like that, with your limited knowledge, if they were like, "Yo, we're doing some Ninja Turtles runs. Here are some prints," would you buy them?
No,
Okay,
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
but you don't buy prints, right?
That's not necessarily, but I mean, from hearing what I'm hearing now, no, it's not going to be any good.
All right. The reason I say that is because they used to sell prints of the art from the Mondo box, and those are like really expensive, lucrative, if that. So my thing was like, I think we're in the know. We know a lot about the industry, and we know a lot about toys and all that, and everything goes around the stuff that we like. Not once did I ever hear them like or see them promoting posters or anything of that sort. And they showed some of them in one of the articles today of like the Mandalorian and shit like that. Well, we never saw them. It's like that's my problem. They never marketed it. So like if it wasn't a profitable business, it was their fault. It was whoever was running it. And they shouldn't have fired the
Yeah.
team. They should have fired the people running that division of Mondo. If not, whoever was running it in Funko when they sold it off. I
So
work
how
in
are
a
you
business
supposed to
that
buy them?
what was that?
If they don't market it, how are you supposed to buy them?
Exactly. How are you supposed to know that they're a thing? I never knew it was a thing. I never even
Yeah,
knew
I
Mondo
agree.
existed for Christ's sake, and that's Mondo's fault at the beginning. I never knew they existed until like 2 years ago. So I feel so bad. Like I work for a company that just laid off 10,000 people. Like it fucking sucks. And I was like close. Like they almost chopped my division. But like my heart goes out to those people. It's such bullshit that companies do that. Like Funko does that, and to cut the costs, they just fire a new acquisition. Like they just acquired that team, and that was like oh my god, they're gonna bring Mondo back to glory, and they just do that shit. It just man,
Yeah,
man, it
unless they
hurts.
do it in house and they try to do it their way.
Right. We and what we know is what was said that way. There's a lot of times like they'll be like, oh, they got rid of those departments, but the people are still employed. They're still they move them. Like that's what Microsoft does. Like 90, like when you hear about these 10,000 people getting fired or laid off, a lot of those people get options for reassignment, and they just because the position's gone doesn't mean their job is gone. Now I will say that this time around, there were a lot of them. Their jobs were gone, but or their position they were gone. But always got to remember that whenever you see any of this negativity, in that a lot of them don't fully lose their job. They still stick around. They just go somewhere else in the business. So that's always
Yeah,
good to think about. That's my silver lining. That's my sugar coating it to make us feel better about the conversation.
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Topic number 2, 3. That was technically topic number 2 was just an on the cuff. What else were we going to talk about today?
Visible Donnie's shell.
Oh yeah, yeah. The community getting fucking pissed off about the Invisible Donatello's shell on the
Yeah.
Universal Monsters. Um, you're wrong, everyone. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand the big deal of it, but it's a
Every
good figure. Let people enjoy it. Don't complain.
Yeah. Well, everybody's probably like, what are they talking about? What they haven't even told. So the big issue is that Invisible Man Donatello is the Invisible Man. And the Invisible Man wears like a trench coat and shit, and he has his head wrapped up. While they put his shell on the outside of his trench coat, which anatomically doesn't work because it should be over his shell. It's a goddamn toy. It's a design choice. Now, listen. I have done a lot of turtles in my day, customs and all that stuff, and it's really strange when you try to take the shell and put it under something. Okay, like it's just how it is, man. Like it's not. It looks
Here, you have it.
weird.
Show it for the people watching. Show it to them.
All right, hold on. I don't like to get up, but I'm gonna pick the puppy up. We're gonna move over. We're gonna grab Donatello. Ugh. Drop the phone. Swing on back. Here we go. We are back. Oh, we're sitting down. All right. So for the people that are watching, we're gonna spin him around. Sorry, because it's not focused for his shell. It's focused for me. He's in focus here. But right here, people are really mad that the shell is on the outside of the jacket. And once again, I'm very sorry for the blur, but like that's a beautiful design choice. Now, if his shell wasn't there, he'd have this weird hump on his back if it was
Right.
underneath the jacket, right?
So technically, when he turns invisible, you can't see it anyway because it's
Right.
invisible.
Yeah. So like technically you couldn't see that there anyway. But if you put it under the sculpt, you got this big hump on his shell or on his coat. It looks like shit. I think it would look bad. If you take the shell off, you can't really see it, but then you just got this flat back. Now, The Last Ronin is a very good example of them having to like take a shell and make it flat to fit underneath the jacket. But we're so used to seeing him like that, right? We're so used
Yeah.
to seeing the Ronin have the jacket on, so we're expecting his shell to kind of be a little flatter. That's also the design of the character. As for this is the design of this character. He's supposed to look like this. He's based off of the movie toy. They all kind of are. They're movie size scale. So I think it's awesome. Do you do the Universal Monsters line? I forgot. Do you even give a
I
shit?
do, but I only put them out for Halloween.
Oh, that's right. You're one of those weirdos.
Yeah, it's very weird, but it's okay. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of them, so that's why I use them for Halloween. But I
Yeah.
do collect them.
Yeah. I like mine. I've got mine on display. I've got them all. I don't really like Splinter that much. Kind of shitty, boring character. Um, if you're watching this and you know my work, you might know that I'm doing black and white versions of all of the Universal Monster
Those are
Turtles,
nice. I
right?
like those.
I'm doing black and white ones. I'm gonna get a second Donnie here soon, and then I'll do him. But this is my personal one, and over the summer, I hope this doesn't like ruin anything. If anybody that actually works there like watches this and is like this little bastard, but over the summer when I officially met Randy after talking with him and we just kind of started palling around, I showed him my Raphael. I just finished a Raphael before I went to PowerCon, and that's when I met up with him. And he seemed pretty interested in them. And he gave me his card and said, "We'll talk." And cool. I haven't heard back from him since I emailed him twice. Haven't heard back, but I know he's busy. I talk to him like every week. I just don't want to bring up business. So the reason I'm saying this is if you've seen them, if you like them, tell NECA they need to do the black and white versions like they've done with the actual Universal Monsters. Like, would you buy a black and white Universal Monsters like of the turtles?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
right? Like,
No questions asked.
I would, and like, I want them, And at the end of the day, like, I hope this doesn't like shoot myself in the foot. Like, I think it's a good idea, and it's easy reuse. People will buy them. I don't know how well the line's already doing, and we see them everywhere, but everybody's buying them. And they probably are putting a lot out there, so it's like maybe it's a good thing. I don't know, but I don't even want money for it. Like I did the concept artwork or concept colors, and what I think they should look like. If they want them, like just put my name on the box. Like I don't care. I don't want money. I want compensation for them. It's a passion project for me.
That would be really cool to see your name on that box.
So I mean, Trevor knows my work. That's how I met him. He was a fan of some of my work. So, it'd just be something cool to do, man. Like that's for me. It's like a proud moment. Like I don't chase money. I'm not the American dream guy. I'm not like, oh, I gotta make as much money as possible. It's like I've never been that way. Like
right, but you gotta live though. You gotta have money.
I'm fine. Yeah, I have a good job, man. Like I have a good job, and I've always been this way. And this is what got me in a good position to where I make decent money. I'm not going to share my finances, but Steven knows I do fairly well, and I'm a live paycheck to paycheck kind of guy, and I live in a 3,900 square foot Tudor right now. Like that's the house I bought. Like I got a big ass house, despite the small little room y'all see me in every day every time we record. But
Probably the best room in your house.
it is. Oh yeah, it's the best room. But yeah, man, like at the end of the day, I don't chase money. It's not my gig. It's too frustrating when you worry about money all the time, man. So take it. It's just a proud moment. And it's something to talk about. I can tell my friends, like, you see that name on there? Like, I helped out on that. Like, that was my idea, or something. I just think it's cool as shit because that's how I see it. When I see when I saw Aaron's name on it, Jason Yang. When I saw his name on the bottom of the box, obviously we always see Randy and Trevor, and what really pisses me off is Blaine. Blaine did those new like toony elf figures. He designed them, and that's his first toy he's done. But his name's nowhere on no one's names are on the box, and his isn't on there. And I'm like, dude, that sucks so bad. Man, that pisses me off because like that would have been so cool. It's just a proud moment thing.
I agree. He's in our group, right?
Yeah, Blaine's in the group.
Very
He
cool.
keeps all the NECA bullshit in line when people are saying fibs.
Good. Good, good. So
Sorry, I'm
now
gonna
that
get a water
people
break.
know he's in the group, so hopefully they stop saying that stuff.
Yeah,
False stuff.
and I gotta watch my tongue so I don't spill any beans.
Yeah,
I get in
right.
trouble.
Don't worry, you can always tell me. Don't
No
worry.
secrets.
Right.
Um, man. So
So
yeah, there's that. Yeah. So,
I
man,
think that's it. I think we're trying to keep it under 30 minutes for this one.
we're trying. We're at 30 minutes and 12 seconds for all those,
There you
for anybody
go.
who's counting on their watch. But yeah, we'll cut it at 30 minutes and then we'll join you back. Before we do, if you're watching this on Saturday, we record on a Friday night. We'll probably put up tomorrow Saturday, whatever. Steven and I are gonna try to do Party Wagon podcast live next week. We're gonna aim
Yes.
for Wednesday or Thursday. We'll figure it out as we go along. We'll see how we're feeling. Hopefully, I won't be sick by then. But we're gonna do it live on YouTube. And if it all goes well, we're doing it live on YouTube. If it changes, it's not. We won't be alive, but we won't be live. We will be alive unless something drastic happens.
Right.
But
We'll announce it to all the Ninja Turtle groups as best as we can.
yeah, we'll let everybody know. We're just gonna do a fun live one. Maybe we'll do it with like an AMA. Like we'll monitor the chat. I don't know. I've never done it before. We'll hit up near the Mad Hatter and we'll ask him how it works for him. But I just think it'll be fun. We'll sit here. We'll shoot the shit for a little bit. We'll have people jump in, ask us questions. Maybe I don't know, and see how things are. And I mean, at the end of the day, Steven, this is pretty much live. There's no editing that goes into this.
Right.
I like to have a
But-
straight conversation. We don't
Right.
cut anything.
We can have people ask us questions and see what they say, and we'll think things as we go. And then, as you said, you're probably gonna not edit this, but upload this on the 25th, and we'll probably try to do the live either the 29th or the 30th. But we'll let the people in the groups know.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. And maybe we'll add a couple more people to it. I don't know. It all depends on what the bandwidth wants to do. Because if you watched We Have Amazing Friends with Jonathan Maxwell last week, Nostalgia Unboxed, or earlier in the week, the bandwidth was not our friend.
Yeah, exactly. The internet broke.
Internet was not working. But hey, I edited it the best I could, and I was laughing. That's all was funny.
Exactly.
All right.
So,
well,
cool.
As always, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Steven. I'm going to go lay down because I feel like shit.
Feel better, Gary. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk to everybody later.
Yeah. Peace, everyone.
Yeah.